Good morning, Year 3. Welcome to your final day of home learning. I'm so happy that I'm going to see your faces tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be smiling as much as Miss Morgan. I don't want any grumpy faces, please, when I do see you. But before that, we do have one more day of at-home learning. So this is our comprehension, our Year 3 booklet. And today, we're on pages 14 and 15. And our extract, our piece of writing today, is called The Demon Headmaster. Ooh. Now, if you're in my literacy class especially, you know that a demon is a little bit like a monster, very devilish. Okay, so The Demon Headmaster. I'm interested already. Okay, so The Demon Headmaster is a novel by Gillian Cross. It tells the story of Dina and her foster brothers Lloyd and Harvey. In this extract, piece of writing, Dina attends her new school for the first time, but there's something strange about the way that the other children are behaving. Dun dun dun. Now, I've read this text and I know, excuse me, I know that some of the children are acting very strange on the playground because they don't act like normal children act on a playground. They don't act like children at Sandon do on a playground. Now, just going to tell you a bit about the text before you read it. So at the bottom, whoops, we have a glossary. Now, a glossary tells you about some of the words that are in the text that you might be a bit unsure about. So it says, TIG, a chasing game. Sidled up to means went up to. So if you get stuck with what those words mean in the text, they are in the glossary down below. Okay, so let's go through some of our questions today and then you can get cracking with them. Okay, so question number 1. Why do you think Dina feels very awkward? So don't forget, Dina is the main character and she's just walking into her new school. Why do you think she feels very awkward when she arrives in the playground? Now, question 1 is telling me to look at line 2 to give me a clue. So no one so much as glanced at Dina and she felt very awkward. So let's pretend you were Dina and you were walking into a new school on the playground and not one child glanced over at you. So that means that they didn't turn their heads and look at you. Not one child. Now I know that if I was a new child and I walked onto that playground, I think I'd get a lot of people looking at me wondering, oh, who's this new child here? So why did you think she felt a little bit awkward? Do you think she felt very welcomed? Put your answer on question 1. Okay, question 2. How does Dina expect children to behave in a playground? Now, I think you can pretend to be Dina a bit here in the text and think about how you expect children to behave on your playground at school. Now, I know that if I was a child, then lots of children would play around, play with the equipment or play on the tree house. But some of these children are in circles and they're like chanting different things. 9 21s are 189, 10 21s are 110. It's like they're doing the learning on the playground. Oh, extraordinary. She left them to it and moved across to another group. She stood behind them for some time, but they did not waver or look around at her. They were just chanting. Do you think that's normal behaviour? So, how do you think she would expect people to behave on the playground? Question 3. Why does Dina find the children's behaviour surprising? So, why do you think their behaviour in the text took her by surprise? So she was a little like, oh gosh, I wasn't expecting them to behave like that. But why? Why do you think she's surprised? You could probably give me some examples of the children's behaviour in your answer here and tell me why those examples of children acting like that would make someone like Dina or you surprised. Number 4. What do you think the word earnest means in line 12? Circle 1. So I don't want you to just guess what you think earnest means because we know that there's probably big clues in our text to tell us the answer. So it gives us a clue to look at line 20. Ooh, there's line 20, just there. What do you think the word earnest means? So I'd probably look for the word earnest, which is there, and read the sentence that it's in. She stood beside them for some time, but they did not waver or look around at her. They just went on chanting, their faces earnest. So I know if someone's chanting, like you chant your numbers in maths, so you go 2, 4, 6, 8, okay, and you are concentrating and not playing. What do you think the word earnest means? Happy, calm, grumpy, or serious? Oh, I think I know what word earnest means. Number 5, how can you tell that the children in the second group are concentrating? So in the second group, I know in the text, because I've read it already, that there's one group of children chanting numbers, and then there's another group of children chanting some dates from history. Okay, so how can you tell that they are concentrating? Now, when you are concentrating on your work in school, you've got your head down, you're writing, and nobody's talking to you. So look for some of the language that you think make you think that they are concentrating. Okay, let me see if I can find one. But they did not waver or look. Oh, she stood behind them for some time, but they did not waver or look around at her. Would that give you a clue that somebody is concentrating? Do you look at other people when you're concentrating with your work in school? Don't think so. Number 6. How does Lucy feel when she can't remember the capital of the United States? Why do you think she feels this way? So at the bottom of our text, it introduces Lucy because it says her name just there. So how do you think she feels when she can't remember it? Now she stutters a bit. She goes, I can't remember. I can't remember. And then she's pleading, and that means she's really asking Julie to help her with the answer. So how do you think she's feeling? And why do you think she feels this way? What clues can you get from the text? Okay, so today's, I think, is a little bit more difficult than your other ones. So I'm not going to give you a challenge today because I think you can give me some amazing answers to this question. Sometimes in reading comprehension, you have to read in between the lines. So that means that you don't really get the answer from the text sometimes. You have to really think about it and really think what your answer could be using clues from the text. Okay, so I hope you get on okay with today's learning, and like I say, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow and your smiles at Sandon. Okay, enjoy your evening. Bye.